Hello folks, this is Keough, and today I've got some reverse band box squats for you. I'm going to be squatting off of a below parallel box, and I'm going to be doing 8 work sets. I actually did 9 work sets, but I didn't take the first one. The first 5 are going to be with 405, and the last 3 are going to be with 365, minus the reverse band, which takes off about 105 pounds off the bottom, and almost nothing at the top. I have them set up in a new way today so that they take up nothing at the top. I wanted a straight line between the barbell and where the band was hooked onto, and that allowed me to really keep almost no tension at the top. So that's what you're going to see. This is a longer video. I've got a lot of footage for you, and so I'm going to take this occasion to talk about why I do these reverse band box squats, and this is in conjunction with one of the philosophies of training that I hold dear, which is to identify weaknesses, and weaknesses at any level. It could be weaknesses within your strength curve, it could be weaknesses within a particular motor pattern, it could be a particular muscle group weakness, but identify weaknesses, the weak links that are holding you back in the individual 3 lifts, your squat, bench press, and deadlift, and develop those weaknesses, because you are only going to be as strong as your weakest link. And applying that philosophy to your training is much easier said than done, because it is very difficult for individuals to confront their weaknesses in their training. Most people are very good at identifying their strengths and addressing their strengths. Most people are very good at finding out within a short amount of time what they're good at in training and developing those strengths. So let's say, for instance, I find out that I'm a really good squatter, and if I squat a little higher than parallel, I can move more weight. If I squat way higher than parallel, I can move a lot more weight. Well, suddenly I'm developing an emotional relationship to this movement that I feel I'm good at, this above parallel squat, and I feel that that emotional relationship is catalyzed by the fact that I can move what I consider to be a tremendous amount of weight while performing this particular movement, and so this becomes almost a self-fulfilling prophecy, in that I continue to seek emotional validation from performing this movement, and but I never get stronger because I'm doing something that is already a strength of mine, which is doing this ridiculous 8th squat, if you want to call it that, quarter squat, 8th squat, whatever. And if you look around your commercial gym, you will find plenty of people that employ this approach to training. In other words, they locate their strengths, their quote-unquote strengths, and they develop those strengths. And for most people, their strengths aren't actually strengths. They're just illusions that they conjure up that masquerade as strength. So the leg press is very popular. The shrug is very popular. The high squat is very popular. Decline bench press is very popular. A lot of these lifts are very popular because they can be faked, and because they can present the illusion of strength, and it validates individuals within a gym space to feel secure in this illusion of strength. But those of us that practice strength training are not oftentimes so different from this. Oftentimes we come in and we do the things that we are good at in training, rather than confronting and coming to terms with our individual weaknesses. And it is very difficult to do something that is a weakness for you. Emotionally, psychologically, it's very difficult. But the ones in powerlifting that reach the top are the ones that are not only able to address their weaknesses, because sometimes addressing a weakness is easy, but are willing to develop those weaknesses and turn them into strengths. That is something that I am trying to do with these reverse band box squats. They allow me to keep a vertical torso position. I really work very hard on keeping my lower back out of these, and the weight that I'm using for this high volume day is not particularly high. It's 405 for 5 sets of 4, and then 365 for 3 sets of 4. From this height, with this resistance, I've done 450 for a set of 5, for a max set of 5, okay? But I did it with a particular technique that I feel is not going to be conducive or isn't going to carry over to my max back squat. And that is ultimately the goal. My goal is not to become the best reverse band low box squatter in the world. It's to become the best back squatter I can possibly be. And in order to do that, I have to confront my weaknesses and I have to deal with them. And every time I locate a weakness, I see it as an opportunity to develop myself and become even stronger, okay? I want to have weaknesses as a lifter, and you shouldn't want to be perfect, okay? The desire should never be to be perfect, because to be perfect means that you have nothing to work on, and when you have nothing to work on, there is nowhere for you to go, because you have nothing that you can improve. I want to find out tomorrow, if possible, that my technique on every lift is all wrong, that there are a million things that I can do, because that means that my ceiling is even higher, okay? And that's how I approach my training. Now, before I let this video go any further, let me first say that this last thing that you're seeing is actually taken from Donnie Thompson, and he refers to it as a sort of bat hang. And it's great. It's almost like a spinal decompression, but you're hanging upside down, so you're releasing a lot of tension at the hips. I'm trying to use them a couple of times a week now to alleviate pressure from my hips, and I did this for a couple of rounds. I filmed one long session, but with a few long bands that offer some resistance and something to hang them from. You can do them yourself. You don't need a monolift. And as far as a spinal decompression technique goes, I really like it. You know, it makes my lower back feel better. So I did some of these to finish off, and I just figured I'd show them to you. Helpful tip that I'll pass on from me to you. Anyway, keep checking in. I'll have more videos for you soon.